What's your association with Fitzroy?
Fitzroy. Number of things. I lived in Fitzroy for quite a few years, in Brunswick Street, and also in North Fitzroy a number of times after that. My association also goes through to being in bands and playing a lot of the venues in Fitzroy for a long time. Yeah, and now with the Fitzroy Learning Network, where I'm working.
Yeah. Okay. So, could you tell us something a little bit about the Fitzroy Learning Network, or what you do here?
The Fitzroy Learning Network's a community organisation. It's like a neighbourhood house where they do English teaching to migrants and people on temporary visas and refugees as well.
Yeah.
And I've also, well, I'm running a special project here called the Computer Clubhouse, which is for disadvantaged kids to become what they call technologically fluent with computers and be able to use video and edit sound and you know, process images, scan images and put them into Photoshop, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And even program their own games, and that's the next stage we're going to do next. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And it sounds really sophisticated.
It is, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, most young people are pretty familiar with computers already, and they come here and they're right onto it straight away. You know, it's really good.
And where do the children come from usually?
A large percentage of the people who come to the clubhouse are the children of Hmong refugees, the Hmong people from Southeast Asia, who are a hill tribe who came in as refugees in the 1970s, and a lot of them are living in the African Gardens Commission flats around the corner here, in the middle of Fitzroy, and they're their kids. So they've been coming, the parents have been coming to this place for ages to get assistance with English and that kind of thing, and the kids are now coming here and learning the computer stuff. Yeah.
So is this the first time that many of the kids have seen a computer?
No.
No.
No, because they were brought up here, and you know, they know more about computers than I do. Some of them, you know, they're just really smart.
So they see them at schools.
Oh yeah.
Friends' houses.
Yeah, they just don't.
Library.
Because they're poor, they don't have a lot of access themselves at home to it.
Yeah.
And that's especially the case with the girls, because the boys, if there are resources around, the boys rule the roost and hog the resources.
Yeah.
And so the girls don't get a chance to have access themselves, so they come here to do that. And the idea is to provide, tonight's actually a girls' night where only girls are allowed in, which has caused a bit of consternation amongst the boys, even though they have their own boys' night too.
Really?
Yeah. So it's actually quite a, it's an interesting dynamic you become involved with the way a different community works and how they see access to resources and stuff.
Yeah. And where did the idea for the clubhouse come from?
It's a project that was started at MIT in Boston by some PhD students some years ago, and it's expanded to like about 100 clubhouses around the world.
Yeah.
This is the first in Australia. This is like the flagship one.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that in this place we have all the Hmong people. It would be different if it was anywhere else. We also have some Afghani kids here as well, and also some Vietnamese and Chinese kids as well. But you know, the plan is to have them all over the place, and I guess the community that will be served by the clubhouse will change depending on where the next clubhouse is situated. You know, it might be, if it was in Flemington, it might be the Somali and the Ethiopian people there, for instance. You know, or it might even be down in Dandenong and you know, serving Anglo kids who aren't sort of computer literate and would like to get more skills, or just want to hang out and have fun and learn how to do games and stuff, you know. And that way they get skills they can use in the workplace.
Do you think there's any difference between how different groups of kids relate to the technology or they learn computers? Are some more capable than others?
Actually, no. What I've seen so far, they're all really good with them. They're just grown up with them and they're so used to them, and it doesn't, like Shakira, who's in it at the moment, is from Afghanistan, and you know, the kid next to her is just the same, and she's from the Hmong people, so you know, they learn how to get things done on them pretty quickly. Yeah, and I guess it's like when kids learn languages, if you get them in early enough, they don't have a problem with learning heaps of languages, but you know, computers are like a different language they learn, and if they learn them early, they can all snap it up and use it, you know.
Do you have a particular curriculum that's been developed?
No. The clubhouse runs according to a thing called constructionist or constructivist learning, depending on how you want to call it. But it's basically learning through doing, and what you do depends on what you want to do. So the kids come in, they can hang out for a while and just, surf the net or chat on the line or whatever, and then eventually they get involved with the projects that are happening, and they have ideas for projects. And the mentors, there are volunteers there that will then direct them into doing certain things, or direct their energies into maybe making something with what they're doing already. And so they develop their own projects and learn through that process. So there's no curriculum as such. There's just a bunch of stuff there that they can learn from if they choose to.
And people from the team at MIT, they get involved in actually setting it up, Matthew?
No, it happened in '95 that the MIT side of it happened, and then one of the women who's involved with the Learning Network, Josie Hopkins, who is actually an executive in an education software firm and is a teacher as well, heard about the idea, was interested in doing it here and brought it back, and then I was employed to actually make it happen. So yeah.
And how long's it been going?
1 month.
1 month?
Yeah, first month.
So it's days.
Yeah, it's the trial at the moment. We're seeing how it works and what we need to do to make it work better at the moment.
Okay. And how many days a week is it?
3 nights a week, 3 afternoons after school.
Yeah. And did you, with the gender issue, did you discover that reasonably early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it's actually quite a big thing with that community. In fact, a whole pile of girls haven't turned up tonight because there was some issue with the boys and access to gear and stuff that we're going to be sorting out with their parents. Yeah.
All right.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks,
No worries, Craig. Do you want to leave that